George Kliavkoff sounded off on everything as it relates to the Pac-12, potential expansion, and the media contract. He answered questions for 75 minutes, but he didn't say a lot. They did not announce a contract extension yet. He says they are right on the brink of announcing an extension. And he just responded to a lot of firepower questions from the media of how come you didn't sign a deal by now? How come you haven't answered anybody's question? You've been in seclusion. What's the end result of this? What the hell's happening to your conference with all these rumors? He said stability of my conference and patience in running my conference is going to lead us to success. He says the landscape with TV deals has continued to change. He says the tone of our conversations of late has changed. Networks are now coming back into the conversation. We don't know which of the final group of networks, but the rumor is there's something going on with Disney, ESPN, ABC. And of course, they had a long relationship in the old Pac-10, Keith Jackson and ABC. CW Network, new ownership, diving into the professional sports world. Evidently, they could be part of this equation. And then there's the whole streaming world. And I don't know whether that's Amazon or somebody else. They think that they're going to have a three-way media deal. The dollar value, it could go from anywhere from 37 million, I've been told, to as much as 50. Kliavkoff indicated when he met with the presidents about a week and a half ago, that they thought that by the time he was done with whatever this three-pronged package looks like, that they could match what the Big Ten gets. And the Big Ten gets close to 50. I think the Pac-12 is in the 40s. If that's what he winds up with, then patience and stability sure help. The other story is that, the rumors, who's leaving? Are the corner schools leaving? Is Neon Deion in Colorado and Utah leaving? Is anybody going to cherry pick what's gone on in the Northwest at Oregon and Washington? He says all 10 schools are committed. Utah's athletic director said, we are staying. Colorado, which talked to the Big 12, looks like it's staying because I'm not sure the Big 12 is going to snare them. And the rumor that was out there last week is still out there right now. If they get this increased pie, why would we ever add San Diego State and SMU and have to give you a piece of the pie that we just negotiated? If it's 45 million or if it's a top line 50 million. So that's where they are. Kliavkoff closed out his press briefing with the media, and it was just doon, doon, doon. He answered every question in the form he wanted. He said, as far as he's concerned, realignment's done. He doesn't think there's going to be any more shifting, which means to me that maybe they are of the opinion they don't need San Diego State and SMU. I've asked the burning question, can somebody please tell me what the Aztecs really bring to the Pac-12? Not much in football. Yes, a unique situation in basketball. Yeah, they bring the San Diego TV market, but the market wasn't watching Aztec football anyhow. They were all over the map, different network affiliations. And he says, I know the truth about all these deals out there, in essence, telling the media, you don't know. So we got to trust the new commissioner. We'll see. It's going to come, this new multimedia deal. And which three networks is it going to be? What's the dollar value? Hell, if it's 45, that's really good. If it's 50, I'd say, wow. So let's just trust this guy's leadership because he's been pretty strong that I know what the hell I'm doing without making reference to the last guy, Larry Scott, who wrecked the thing.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how they do it financially. I'd love to see like an executive summary of their budget because the money they get on the TV deal is probably at least 2/3 of their department revenue, maybe even 3/4, right? Because they probably get concessions and, tickets and that sort of thing. But I would imagine even with, $40-50 million, some of these Pac-12 programs might still be operating at a deficit, right? Because it's not like they get huge turnout at some of these stadiums.
Well, UCLA is the biggest financial drain. UCLA's got enormous money problems, which is indirectly why they wound up going to the Big Ten Conference. But that's on them and how they operated and the contracts they bought out and how they had to pay all these coaches off, et cetera. I think most of these schools operate at a fine line, profit or loss. Oregon State, Washington State are amongst the lower echelon revenue stream programs. But if you get a contract that's 37 to 40 to 45 million, that really helps all your programs because that TV revenue funds 18 other intercollegiate athletic programs. So I'll be interested to see what the final deal is, how much of it is on TV, how much of it's on streaming, and what the dollar value is.
Yeah, it's great to see how this breaks down because everything's changing in the world of media with streaming. And then we're seeing everything going on with Hollywood, with the actors and the writers strike. And a lot of them are saying we want sports content because it's a lot less expensive to produce. So I wonder if the CW is thinking ahead that way. Maybe that's why they want to get deeper into the sports game.
Okay. On we go from that.